If you're looking for the perfect SUV for your road trip adventures and off-road experiences, the 2023 Toyota Highlander is the one for you. Toyota has made this car better than it was. It's perfect, efficient, and even up to date with the latest technology. But what are some of the best features of the 2023 Toyota Highlander? Let's find out, shall we? Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we'll look at the 2023 Toyota Highlander as we find out some of its best features. But before we continue, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to our channel for some of the best updates on your favorite cars. And with that, let's learn more about the 2023 Toyota Highlander. If you ask anyone who has seen and has it, they'll tell you that the 2023 Toyota Highlander is still one of the strongest three-row SUVs. This is especially so if you choose the hybrid. It's surprisingly efficient and delivers 35 miles per gallon combined with all-wheel drive. This is not only one of the most significant advantages over the conventional gas-powered Highlander, but it also means that it has the upper hand over other SUVs in its class. But what is new for the 2023 model? Well, first off, Toyota has dropped the V6 engine option in favor of a turbocharged 2.4-liter four-cylinder. It may have fewer horsepower, but it has more torque than ever. Not only that, but with its upgrades, the 2023 Toyota Highlander is much more efficient. The infotainment system has also been improved, and it now runs on the system featured on some of the new Lexus and Toyota models. But more on that later. There are also some minor feature changes for some trims, all of which make them better than their predecessors. What is the Highlander's interior and in-car technology like? Most of the photos you see online of the interior of the Highlander are those of the higher XLE, Limited, and Platinum trims. The lower L and LE trims mostly have a rather dour and monochromatic affair. However, even those ones have above average interior quality. The earthy two-tone color schemes are rather distinctive, warm, and very inviting. The silver trim that wraps around the control binnacle like a fork is made to look richer and more like actual metal. There's a wood trim on the dash and center console, and whether it's real or not, it is subtle and tasteful. A padded Softex vinyl covers most of the dash, doors, and center console. This is a wonderful touch, while the real leather on the seats is buttery soft. All the switchgear has a pleasant touch and is very fun to operate. Most trim levels come standard with an 8-inch touchscreen interface, which is mounted high and within easy reach and sight. There is an available 12.3-inch unit that is largely similar in terms of its basic operation. However, it gains functionality by adopting a widescreen orientation. All these displays use the latest operating system from Toyota, featuring bright, minimalist graphics and natural speech recognition. Given that it's the latest OS, it's very fast, responsive, and smooth. There are some shortcut icons on the driver's side, and they are very easy to reach. However, the icons disappear when you connect with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which now is available. This means you'll now have to click a few times to escape the Apple or Android interfaces rather than use the simple home button that was available in the previous trims. But generally, the whole interface is better than the Highlander's predecessors. When you consider the size of the 2023 Toyota Highlander, it's a bit smaller than most of its competitors on the outside. This makes it slightly more manageable to maneuver and park. Who knows, it might even fit in your garage now. However, we're only talking about a few inches, given that the Highlander is still a massive vehicle. Surprisingly, the Highlander also has one of the segment's smallest interiors. It's similar to Kia's Sorento rather than the bigger Telluride. There's a bit less headroom everywhere, and this is especially so in the third row. It is so small that it can barely fit average-sized adults back there. Even kids will be more uncomfortable back there. However, as for the second row, there's plenty of space to go around. A bench is standard, but you can decide to go for the captain's chairs. The sliding seats are mounted at a height that allows adults and teens to be comfortable for hours on end. There's plenty of comfort even in the front, given that the driver's seat offers abundant adjustability and easy reach to the steering wheel and infotainment controls. There is 16 cubic feet of cargo space behind the third row of seats, 48.4 cubic feet behind the second row, and 84.3 when all the rear seats are folded. But even with these attractive numbers, there's still less space when all the seats are raised, even when compared with its competitors. When you consider the fuel economy and performance specs of the 2023 Highlander, this is where it becomes a big winner. This is especially so when you consider the hybrid. It comes with a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine paired with electric motors, all of which combine to give you a net output of about 243 horsepower. Even though this is not much for the segment, there is no large three-row crossover that comes close to its fuel economy. Even though the EPA estimates are still not available, we can estimate them to be about 36 miles per gallon combined with front-wheel drive or 35 miles per gallon with optional all-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive option uses a second electric motor at the rear axle. If you know what's best for you, you should skip the turbocharged 4-cylinder. Compared to the silky outgoing V6 with impressive horsepower for its class, the turbo engine is pretty loud and cluttery and has less horsepower than most of its competitors. However, it has much more torque than most of them, standing at 310 pound-feet. This is an increase of 47 when compared to the outgoing V6, but even with that, the rough-sounding engine makes it sound like it's laboring harder. Even though Toyota claims that it has reduced emissions, the driver does not really reap much of an efficiency benefit from the turbo engine. The full numbers are yet to be released, but it's said to deliver about 25 miles per gallon in combined driving, which is an improvement of 1 miles per gallon over the outgoing V6. However, these figures are said to be those of the front-wheel drive models. Even though the turbo engine is not that impressive, it still retains the smooth and fairly responsive 8-speed automatic. Front-wheel drive is standard, and 2 all-wheel drive systems are available. There is a basic one that sends power to the rear wheels whenever extra traction is needed. The other one is a more advanced system for the XSE, Limited, and Platinum trims that can also vary the amount of power between the left and right rear wheels to further enhance traction, which is also known as torque vectoring. When it comes to driving, most people will tell you that it's the best Highlander to drive. Not only that, but it's also one of the most composed vehicles in the segment. It doesn't really feel that big behind the wheel, and the chassis and steering work in perfect unison to create a consistent driving experience. This is regardless of whether you're driving your kids to school, or you're on a long highway trip, or even driving along a winding mountain road. It may not be as athletic as the Mazda CX-9, and we doubt that the new Highlander XSE will turn up the dial that much either, but when you compare it to other family haulers, the Highlander does a perfect job of balancing ride comfort and reassuring handling. A sport mode is available, but the changes to the steering, throttle, and transmission are hard to detect. Pricing starts at $37,755 for the base turbo-powered Highlander L, including the destination charge. As for the Highlander Hybrid, the price starts at $41,555, but the base trim is the LE. To get the all-wheel drive option, you can pay an additional $1,600 to $1,950 depending on the trim level. The cars come fitted with loads of safety tech, adaptive cruise control, LED headlights with automatic high beams, proximity entry, and push-button start, 3-zone climate control, an 8-way power driver seat, cloth upholstery, 5 USB ports, 3 in the front, 2 in the middle, of which all of them are Type-C except one Type-A at the front, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a 6-speaker sound system. There's so much to love about the 2023 Toyota Highlander, and if you want the best of it all, go for the Highlander Hybrid. What do you think of the 2023 Toyota Highlander? Feel free to let us know in the comments section below. Also, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing updates on your favorite cars. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.